Hello friends, today I am going to re-explain the topic of how to move VirtualBox VMs from one drive to another. I am your humble re-explainer, and my job is to re-explain some tips that you can easily read in the web page in Google but may not be obvious at first. Okay, so for example, the goal here is to move a VDI file from one drive to another. So as you know, a virtual machine underlying hard disk is contained in a one VDI file under VirtualBox. For example, we have this VDI file, Ubuntu Server 0.04.VDI. So we can do some interrogation of this file, like for example you can do VBox manage show HD info, then the name of the VDI file. You can do this very same command in a Windows DOS prompt, except that you will have to use the vbox manage.exe, and the path of that is in /c program files /oracle bin. So you have to explicitly reference the path in order to be able to use vbox manage virtualbox command. So I am in Ubuntu, so this path is available to me right away, so I am not using explicit paths, but just directly called vbox manage. The subcommand is show HD info and giving it the VDI file. And as you can see, the VDI file has self-contained meta information about itself. So it knows that it is in this path, which is our current directory now. So even though you move this file to a different location, like maybe you will want to move this to media in this folder, it still knows internally that it is here. So there's a problem there, because the actual location of a VirtualBox guest VDI hard disk has a self-contained knowledge of itself of where it is. You cannot just copy this VDI file to another path in your same computer and load it and expect it to work. There are operations that you need to do in VirtualBox GUI in order to make this transition smoothly be successful. Well, one of the reasons that why you're doing such thing of moving a VDI file to another location but on the same computer is, for example, your drive C is almost filled up, but you have a lot of space in drive D. So obviously there is drive D is a greener field for your virtual guest to exist there for a longer time than where it is in drive C. So you need to move your VDI file, this one, from drive C to drive D, but it's not just as simple as moving and copying it there. And loading it again. It does not work like that because of this meta information that the VDI internally is embedding in its own self. So that is the topic here, your re-explainer. I am your humble re-explainer, and how to move VirtualBox VMs. This is basically referring to how to move the hard disk of this VM from one drive to another on the same computer. Okay, we are not talking about different computers here, but on the same computer. Okay, the first step that you are going to do is to detach the VDI file, and the operation to do that is, first you select the virtual machine here. For example, let me for example, if I am planning this virtual machine, I'm going to go to the settings and storage, and you can see this is the VDI file. So you are going to detach this from this virtual guest by clicking this minus sign. Okay, Cancel. Once that is detached, the second step is go to the virtual file manager. Okay, let's go to the virtual file manager here and find the same disk space and release it. So two steps there. Detach it from the virtual guest OS, and in the virtual file manager you need to release it. But then there is a pop-up dialog that will say whether to delete or just all files, or just or to remove that. It is very crucial that click the keep button. There is a keep button there, so that the effect is the VDI file is only detached but not deleted. Otherwise it will delete the hard disk entirely. Okay, so now that these two steps is performed, you can now copy the VDI from drive C to drive D, put it to any location in drive D, and then the final step is to reattach back the VDI. It's like a surgery, guys. You need to reattach it to the same guest OS, of course, from where it was detached. So again, you select the guest OS here, and then you go to the storage setting and you click this plus button. And then when you click that plus button, you need to, a pop-up dialog will pop up and find the VDI file which you move in drive D, and that's it, guys. Boot the virtual guest and it will boot. Okay, common mistakes that happen here is they just move the VDI file directly and expect VirtualBox to be able to reattach it, to recognize it. That is not a graceful process, and the effect is that your virtual guest will not boot. Okay, thank you.